All right. What's going on, everybody? I have missed you all so much, but happy to have David Talks Buffs back live. And today, of course, have a very special guest. If you were able to catch my first interview maybe a month or so ago, had Colin from Life and Football on, and he's been gracious enough to share some of his time with all of us this afternoon. Going to pick his brain a little bit more on what's been going on with him, with all the interviews that he's done, with some of the insights that he's gained over the last couple months. And as we're in, kind of the summer preparation season before fall camp. So thank you so much. Yeah, hope everybody had a wonderful July 4th weekend. I went out of town to visit some family for a little bit. So happy to be back. And quick time home, off to Vegas tomorrow. So without further ado, going to bring on Colin Moore. Let's be sure to give him a warm welcome. Colin, how's it going?
What's up, brother? What's happening? Hey, so you just bowling. You traveling everywhere. Hey, you the man right now, baby.
Oh man, yeah, it's been fun to get out there and go up to the mountains for a little bit. We had a lot of rain yesterday for July 4th, so not really many fireworks, but we still had a good weekend. How was yours?
Man, good. Hung out with my dad and my mom and my in-laws. So yeah, I did all that. Got some pool time in, and they threw down on that grill.
Oh man, I love it. I'm jealous.
Now, you going to Las Vegas tomorrow? You good?
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm going for with some buddies for NBA Summer League, so it should be fun. We last went out there a few years ago, so it'll be good to be back. And hopefully I can win some money on the craps tables this time. So
yeah.
We'll see how it all goes. But man, you have been grinding. I feel like every day, I see another interview. You're connecting with another player. I mean, I still got a lot to catch up, but I wanted to hear maybe some initial thoughts or insights that you've gained from doing all of these interviews over the last month, if there's really anything particular that has stuck out to you. I saw that you've been able to talk to some of the running backs, Alton McCaskill, Savion Wilkerson, some of the FSU guys coming over there. Yeah, I would love to hear a little bit about, now that you've had time to think about and sit with that, some insights that you have from those interviews.
Man, a lot of the guys, when they on there, they give you that feel of everybody coming and they hungry. Like each player ready to rock and roll and dominate. But then on top of that, they all family. Like, hey, they pushing each other already. Like you can see Wells, he'll be by Tyler. And Vans. Yeah, Van Wells. Mm-hmm. So you'll see him by Tyler pushing each other. You'll see Savion by Alto pushing each other. You'll see the receivers pushing each other. Then once they get on and talk to me, they'll tell me about, hey, we not only bond in the weight room and that speed training, we bond off the field. So they're bonding, they're growing, they dominating together, they lifting hard, they running hard. Now, some of the things that really caught me off guard is they said Bishop Thomas is like, they say at Florida State, the defensive line coach, which the defensive line coach from Bartow, where I'm from. So he's from my hometown, Odell Higgins. And I think Odell Higgins and Deion Sanders was roommates in college. So that's another thing too. But Odell said about Bishop Thomas, if I heard D-Mac correctly, that Bishop is that guy. He said Bishop gonna do what he do. Like, he got first round talent. So I'm like, okay, cool. Then Alto said that DK is in the top 3 of the fastest on the team. And that's a linebacker. Well, I know he played linebacker. He done played some at running back too at Alabama, but mainly supposed to be a linebacker. So imagine what Coach Prime finna do with those 2 guys on defense, on top of all the other guys, man, just putting in work and grinding. They got the same message. Like, everybody ready to actually work. Like, the team that was 1-11 is not the team here. This is a completely different team with ballers at every spot. So we're about to see Colorado get down, which you and I won't be shocked, and everybody who truly following them won't be shocked, but everybody else will. Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe they're winning all these games, but we know what they got. So yeah.
Oh man, I love to hear that, and especially like I haven't had a chance to watch it today, but I saw you put a little quick video out about Bishop Thomas today as well, and man, like his high school tape was some of the most exciting that I feel like I've looked at with all the guys coming in here, and I mean, he's one of those players that I like. I'm gonna kind of label him as like one of my guys, like one of the guys that I'm really rooting for to surprise, as I'm sure a lot of people are as well. But yeah, kind of where do you expect him to kind of shake out when it comes to the defensive line? Because we do have some of those, I guess, kind of older veteran upperclassmen kind of guys, but man, if he lives up to the hype,
it's going down.
Yeah.
With him, I believe he really gonna take off because at Florida State, he was the scout team player of the year on the defense side. You know how dominating you gotta be. That means whoever they made you imitate for that team, he had to imitate Clemson, had to do Florida, had to do Georgia Tech. Whoever he had to do, he destroyed them. So they know that he's that guy. We just happen to have him. So hey, I think he's gonna take off. I really think he's gonna take off. And then you know how they could choose what clips they want to put on Well Off Media. Well, Bishop Thomas was in one of them, and they was talking about his hair and his decisions and what he want to do and how he want to go about it. And I don't even think they show him if they don't believe he's that guy, because he could have did another conversation talking life with any other player, but he chose to have him on and talk life to him. Then he had walked past Bishop one day, and this Coach Prime talking to him about it every time. And Coach Prime walked past him and was talking about him one day. So I think he liked that. I think he really finna go dominate this season. Like the way D-Mac say that he's so agile, and all I could just imagine when the old lineman trying to get him, he's swimming over him, ripping him, throwing him, and he getting to that ball so quickly. So I expect him to dominate. Now I don't know how it's gonna play out, but I expect him to.
Yeah, rightfully so. Yeah, when I was looking at his tape, I was just the word that kept popping up, and I've used it on my channel a bit, is just box office, like Showtime. Like he plays with, he's got that grown man strength, but also he has a flair to it. He plays with a specific kind of style that I feel like really pops off the tape. And man, like one of the players I'm most excited to see. This fall, and I do expect him to be playing, whether he's starting or not, a significant amount of snaps, even week one against TCU. Now, one of the other things that has been on my mind too has been with this running back position, because now with Savion here, I can't remember if Alton McCaskill committed before or after we first talked, but you still got Smoke and Dylan Edwards and a couple of returnees from last year, Hankerson and Offerdahl. What were some of the things that maybe stuck out in your interviews with them, that being able to talk with them, and have your expectations changed at all for kind of how these running backs are going to be used?
Well, all of them, I believe, are very talented. So, and I expect all of them to play. Now, I don't know how it's going to play out, how many carries each of them will have by the end of the year. But I know it's a long season, and most schools run at least 3 running backs easily. And then, a few more can get some carries. So with Savion coming on, with Charlie coming on, and with Alto coming on, all of them basically show love to each other. And they all say they know each other, all of them talented. And the whole running back room, they know the whole running back room is very talented. They all say that individually they want to come out and do what they do. So if all of them come and shine in some portions of each game or throughout the year when we truly need them, or overall, we're going to be good, because you got Smoke, you got Savion, you got Alto, you got Charlie, you got Hank, you got Dylan Edwards. I believe all of them gonna play. I know that sounds crazy, but it's a long season, and I believe Dylan Edwards gonna get in at running back as well. But kick returner, punt returner, even some slot stuff. Then I think, Charlie, he's very versatile, so you could use him running or catching. All of them are. So to me, I think all of them gonna play, but all of them spoke highly of each other, as well as their individual goals. They want to come dominate, and they want to prove that they belong. So with that being said, that running back room and all the other position rooms, it's gonna be real strong because you're not only one big time guy. You got 6 in that room. At wide receiver, you probably got about 10, 15 wide receivers. Linemen, you probably got about 10 of them. D-line, about 10 or 12 of them. DBs, about 10 or 12 of them. So it's like you stacked it everywhere, and linebackers. So everywhere sitting good. But yeah, them running backs, man, I think they're going to all complement each other. And the way I say the Baylor offense because that's where it originated from.
Yes.
But everybody done put their twist on it. Sean Lewis is bringing his twist on it, but he worked with the coach at Syracuse, which the coach at Syracuse worked with Art Brown. So they're bringing that all in. Plus, they're bringing in whatever Shador did well at Jackson State. And when you put all that together, man, this thing finna look real good on offense.
Yeah, I think so, man. And a lot of people I feel like that aren't paying close attention. They're really overlooking the amount of talent that we got.
Yes.
I don't know, man. Like, of course, like Alt McCaskill, I think he'll slot in there as that starting running back. But I mean, Smoke was productive there at Kentucky, and I think Savion Wilkerson, probably could have gone to a handful of Division I schools and been that starting running back. And him following everybody else out here from Jackson State, I think it speaks so much about the pull, the culture, the environment that Coach Prime is building here. But man, I'm really excited for all 3 of those guys. And with Dylan Edwards, this is something that I want to get into a little bit. He's someone that I see like kind of gaining a more significant role, I guess, as time goes on. Last time we talked about is, just with these true freshmen coming in here, we got enough guys in front of them with experience to where like they don't need to feel like the weight of the program or anything is on their shoulders. They can kind of come in there and play free. And I think we're going to see guys like Dylan Edwards. Heck, maybe I would love to see Carter Stoutmeyer there on the field getting more time as the season goes on. But wanting to talk a little bit about kick returner and punt returner because you returned back in your day. And so when we have guys like Dylan Edwards that potentially could be back there returning kicks, we got other guys, maybe Eddie Willie Gaines returning punts. What are some of the things that you need to be mindful of when you're getting back there to return? What are some of the things that separate you, from being an elite or a great returner versus not at that level? Like, what are some things that maybe you're not considering or doing?
At kick return and punt return, they're going to be looking for the guy who catch they're going to probably be charting all the catches. That's how they did at my school. We charted every single catch on punt returns and kick returns. I'm talking about they charting it. Who caught, who dropped, who caught, who dropped. They're probably going to chart it all. Then while they're watching them catch, they're going to be watching, once they start practicing, who got that vision. Jimmy got vision. Dylan got vision. I think T. Dawson could be back there as well because he's fast. So I don't know if he'll punt returner, but I know it seemed like he can get that kick return. And then Willie Gaines, to me, Willie Gaines would be more of my punt returner because I feel like he's shifty and he got that vision too. So them will probably be my 4 guys I'm looking at to be my return man. And whoever can catch the most balls without fumbling them. Plus, I done seen Jimmy do it in high school. Dylan Edwards probably did in high school. I think it's really going to come down to them 2.
Okay.
I honestly think it's going to come down to them 2. Unless somebody get in fall camp and they break loose. I'm talking about catch it and they cutting through and they out of there like that and they do it often enough. then they could bump Jimmy or Dylan. But I think those two would be the number one candidates for the start at punt returner. And if Colorado do 2 kick returners, because some schools switched up and just be one guy back there, but sometimes they have 2 back there. So if it's 2, I think it's gonna be him and Dylan, or T. Dawson can get back there too. But Willie Gaines could get back there at punt return too. But I think whoever get that punt returner, they're gonna have that vision. I'm talking about they could see it and hit it. And all of them got enough speed to do that. So you really can't go wrong with either one of them 4. Now, I'm not gonna knock out none of the freshmen. Hopkins might be a guy that can get back there and catch a punt return or a kick return. I don't know yet, but we will soon see. We about a month away.
Yeah. Another freshman that I've thought, well, hey, they decided to give it somebody that maybe might not be playing a significant role in the offense initially. I really like Asad Wasim, man. Like, he had a lot of great returns in high school, and I think he has some of that vision. But I want to hear a little bit more of just kind of the mentality of what it takes to be back there and to do that job, because I feel like you have to be some of the, one of the most fearless guys on the field at that time. How did you prepare yourself when you were getting ready to return punts and kicks?
They mainly gave me the kickoffs. They gave my teammate the punt returns.
Okay.
They gave both of us kick returns, but they gave him punt returns. They ain't let me get the punt return. I wanted the punt returns bad. I felt I could have took off on them, but they didn't give me those. I got the kick returns. And kick returns, now at punt return, I feel like you got to be timing it. Like, man, where the gunners at, and you got to see who all coming down, and you can catch it and bust your moves and get out of there. But at kick returning, you got enough time to catch it and then start running with whichever way they want the play to go. They may want to play to go at the middle. They may want to play to go to the to your right or to your left, or they may want you to start out left and then you reverse back. So with mine on kick return, that was easy. You kick that thing off and you catch it. Now you just running with wherever the play goes. But if you see something, you could pop it. Like, you can get up out of there. It was like when I was playing Nevada. Because RA and JUCO too, when you running and you following them, but you can kind of see something. When you see it, it's like your instant just boom, you would take off. And you got a Jimmy or T. Dawson, Willie Gaines or Elwoods. And imagine them running with the flow, and then they see that crease, and when they hit it, they gonna get up out of there. Because I wouldn't know 4-3. If I'd had a 4-3, I probably wouldn't be talking to you. I would have probably made it to that league then. So if I'd had their speed, you probably wouldn't be talking to me. But yeah, with their 4-3s, they gonna get out of there. Because if I could see it and hit it and get good yards out of it, I know they'll hit it and probably score. So that's gonna be the difference. You gonna, as you running, because you don't even, when you be running with the ball, you can't hear nobody unless they start hollering something real, like they say your name, like, hit the hole or cut back. Then they got to say it loud enough where you can kind of hear, because you be in the zone and you running, you like, okay, when you following, and then you see something, like, boom, and you out of there. So I think them 2 guys are one of the 3, out of the 4 of them, somebody with their speed should be able to crib something this year.
Oh, man. Yeah. You're getting me hyped for special teams. I don't think I've been this excited to watch CU special teams really in my life, if I'm going to be honest.
Because them boys right there could shake something. Like, all of them could shake something.
Mm-hmm. And you spoke a little bit earlier in preparation, or like in camp, about how they chart every catch or every return, see if you're catching it. How is your returning kind of evaluated week to week, kind of after games? Is I've always kind of wondered this on the special teams perspective, but it's like, when they're kicking it back there on kickoff returns, is it just kind of like based on where the kick lands, is kind of that's going to dictate, where guys are blocking and how things are set up? How much of that is kind of coached in terms of like what you're expected to do, like go right, go left, go up the middle? Is it all game plan?
It's game plan, because when they gonna watch the kicker, like the special team coach gonna go check out the kicker and see where they kicking at, which hash he kicking it, to the left hash or the right hash, every time, which way he kicking it. Then they're gonna figure out, okay, if he kicking it there, well, we say he kick it to the left hash every time. Well, if they think Jimmy their best return man, or Edwards or Dawson or Willie Gaines, they'll put them to that left side. So boom, they know they're gonna kick it there. They can have it where the play start out this way and break count to the right. And then it's like going straight up left. And then now y'all cut. Or it might be soon as you get it on the left hash, they wait till you catch it, and then everybody start forming your lane where they could try to block for you to come this way.
Mm-hmm.
So they game planning, and then as you're going, they telling the other team know that we gonna have speed back there. They gonna look up Jimmy film. They gonna look up Edwards film. They gonna see who back there. By the time game time come, they'll know who we got. They'll check out all our return men, and they'll feel if we got return man that could crib it. I know we do. So I know they gonna see it. And once they see that we got guys that can crib it, they're gonna really be trying to kick that ball out of bounds. Like, man, get it out of bounds or get it close enough to the sideline where we can get down there fast enough to bust a kickoff return. And punt return the same way. You looking at, is the punter a good punter? Which way he punted? Do he punt it to the right more? I mean, left more or to the right more? How far does he punt it? Is he out kicking his coverage, or is he kicking it just right? So you timing all that, and then you setting up the wall. Like, they gonna set the wall for that punt return, or they gonna really, you trying to set that wall in punt return. You're trying to set it so you can get around it. But we got so many guys that's so fast that you get that popcorn ready, man. And then when they chart it week to week, it's really gonna be based off of not Colorado. Let's just not use Colorado, but let's just use any Joe Blow. So Joe Blow back there, he done came out of fall camp. He's the starting punt returner. He catch it, they coming down, he drop it one time. Next one, he bobble it. Well, they might switch him right out the gate. Or they'll give him one more chance and say he catch it clean and he do all right with it. Well, they might say, I'm gonna check him out at practice. Next time, let's get the next guy up, see what he do. And that kick returner, if you could kick returner more easy because you got time.
Yeah.
You catch it, ain't nobody in your face yet. You got time. Unless they kick like a onside kick or something, or try to kick one short and make it bounce up in the air.
Yeah.
But kick returner, you got more time to catch it, track it down. At punt return, you already know, man, these boys could be right in my face as soon as I catch it. But kick returner, you not. So at punt returner, you're gonna want somebody who back there real fearless. Same as kick returner, but he ain't got to be as fearless as the one who getting punt returns. Because punt returns, you could catch it and he could be right there. Like, do you have the mindset, well, I'm gonna catch it and I'm taking off anyways? Or are you like, I'm a fat catch everything? And then on punt returns, they don't want you to try to catch the ball after that 10-yard line. So you might see the player when they closer to their end zone and they're trying to score on us, but we stop them. So to say they kick it, they punt it from the 30 or the 40 on our side of the field. Well, the return man gonna get right at that line and just kind of watch it go up. You ever see them just watch it go over? They fake like they finna catch it. Oh, they trying to run over here, but they want the ball to bounce over there. That's all they be doing. So at that 10-yard mark, do not catch it, or catch it and get up out of there, but don't go beyond that. And then kick returning, you just trying to catch it and get up out of there.
Gotcha. Oh man, well, all this is really insightful, and I want to know your personal philosophy. Because we hear everybody kind of has different opinions on it, but yeah, how do you feel about a guy that will have, for instance, like Jimmy Horn, who will have a valuable role within the offense, also, possibly being back there to return? Would you prefer it to be somebody else, or is kind of your philosophy of just kind of getting the best player on the field at all times? I want to know what you think.
I want my ball out there. If Jimmy can crib it, I want him out there. If T. Dawson can crib it, crib it. Dylan Edwards crib. Whoever can crib it, that's who I want out there. I don't care if they star or don't star. If they can crib it because they got skills for that position, then yes, I want them out there. See, like Devin Hester could crib that thing. Like, he just was special like that. He was gifted with it. So when he get it, he can crib it. Peter Warwick had that in him. He could crib them punt returns, but they didn't really do him at kick return, but he could crib a punt return. But you had like Lavernius Coles at Florida State. he could crib the kick returns. So you want the guy who can crib it. Whoever can crib it at either one, I don't care if they starting or not starting, I want them back there because that's points on the board right out the gate. If it's at the beginning of the game, you kick it off, boom, I'm out of there. Touchdown. If that's Jimmy, put him back there. And as a player, if I'm the starting DB and the starting kick returner, I'm crunk because I know I'm better in my chances to get to the lead. Like my chances have just went up, increased. And if I can score 1 or 2 times each year from kick returner or punt returner, oh, I'm finna eat. I'm hitting that lead. So that's what Jimmy or Dylan Edwards or T. Dawson or Willie Gaines, that's what all of them want. You want that. But now, like, say if it was my starting running back, I don't know if I want my starting running back out there. I done seen running backs do it, but I don't know if I want my starting running back. But wide receivers and DBs, oh yeah, get back there and crib it if you can.
Man, I love it. Now, speaking of DBs, since we last spoke, you had a chance to meet with Charles Lester III. I would love to hear just a little bit more about your visit with him and kind of how you're feeling right now between the recruitment between FSU and CU, and I think Georgia's still in there, or maybe it's Alabama.
It's that thing between Florida State and Colorado, and you can really say, if you really want to say what it is, it's Florida State and Mike Norvell and Patrick Surtain trying to pull Charles over, but then it's Coach Prime and Coach Mathis as well, and then you got to put Charles Kelly in it because he running the schemes or whatever with the defensive coordinator. But it's really Coach Prime. If I'm a DB and I want to hit that lead, yes, Patrick Surtain played in the league, yes, and he made it to the league, and I think he played at I want to say Southern Miss, I believe, but I'm not sure when he was in college. It was either Southern Miss or a school in Louisiana at like a group of 5 level, right?
Okay.
He made it to the league. He done his thing. So yes. And then he had a son who went to the league. So he got all that. But guess what? His son didn't go to Florida State. Hey, your daddy, you went to the league. Why you ain't coach? Why you ain't send your son to Florida State? He could say Mike Norvell wasn't there. You ain't send your son to Florida State. So what make you really want me to come to Florida State? You want to send me to Alabama where you sent your son at? Or you want to send me with Coach Prime, who the best in the country? But I know Coach Prime, Patrick Surtain ain't gonna say that. But if I'm a DB, I'm looking at Patrick Surtain. Yeah, he went to the league. Okay. At CU, Kevin Mathis went to the league. But who trumps everybody? The Hall of Fame jacket. Now, Patrick Surtain, I don't know if he in the Hall of Fame, but he probably can get there because he did do his thing. But Coach Prime is the man. I want to learn from Coach Prime. Nobody else. I want Coach Prime teaching me. Now, I know he tweeting a lot of pictures. He done tweeted Colorado, I'm coming, we coming. He done tweeted Alabama. He done tweeted Florida State. And when he commits that day, I'm going to be there. So we going to see it live action, firsthand from with a buff guy. I'm buff with Coach Prime. So I'll be there. I think it's really between Florida State and Coach Prime. That's what it comes down to. But at the end of the day, who you believe can really get you ready for the league? It's Coach Prime. Right. Whether you start your first year or not, eventually you're going to play, and eventually you're going to hear all that Coach Prime talking and learning in your ear. Boy, I'm going to be a dog. I'm going to Coach Prime. Nobody can't sway me from that.
Yeah, exactly. And you're reminding me, or with what you just mentioned with Patrick Surtain's son, who now plays out here in Denver. But my guess is probably the reason he went to Alabama was because of,
check this. It was 2 DBs on that squad that Patrick Surtain was the head coach coaching at the high school down there. His son went to Alabama. The other DB went to Georgia. Hey, Now, again, Mike Norvell wasn't there and Patrick Surtain wasn't there, but
Yeah.
they still not that Coach Prime. That's a whole nother ball game, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They went to areas or teams that could put them in the NFL that already
Right.
had that sort of depth and competition there. And I think with what Coach Prime is building right here, that you're getting to, having the ability or the chance to train alongside
Yeah.
Travis Hunter, Cormani, and the rest of these guys,
Yep.
uh, all while being around Coach Prime. I mean, I think that would be hard to turn down. The only thing that I get a little that I wish that we could get a little bit more ahead of the pack on with is like the NIL stuff. But at the end of the day, I think if you choose to come here, it's more about the league than it is the bag initially, right?
Well, nah, if you can get that money, get that money now. Hey, no, I ain't saying you gotta look at the overall picture.
Yeah.
If you can get that NIL money, get it, but get it at the school that you feel gonna prepare you for the league. Because if you get NIL money, it's not like they finna offer you $30 million
Right.
guaranteed. You only getting that in the league. So say you get offered $100,000, $50,000 a meal. That still ain't enough to take care of you your whole life. You could position yourself off of it, but you gotta think, if you get a meal and you in high school, most of the time, if your folks ain't got it like that, guess who gonna want some of that? Your people. And guess what you gonna want to do? Help your people. So if that's the case, then NIL money is gonna be in a heartbeat. No matter how you try to write it out, that money gonna go because they gotta probably cut it off of taxes. So taxes gonna hit it. Your mom and daddy probably gonna ask you for something. Your homeboys probably gonna ask you for something. And not that you gotta give to them, but you're gonna give it to your mom and daddy. Then on
Hmm.
top of that, you gonna want to dress fly. You probably gonna buy you a whip with it, depending on how much you get. So at the end of the day, if you can get the money and be where you want to be, do it. Like let's say Coach Prime is where he at Colorado, and I could only get $20,000, but you got Georgia offering me $500,000. I don't know who Georgia DB coach is, and it don't matter who they DB coach is. It ain't Coach Prime. So I'm gonna take my little 20. I'm gonna go over here to Coach Prime because he finna get me these meals. Not saying Georgia can't get me to the league, but I want to for sure, kind of like somebody who been there, done that. I know Georgia and a lot of other schools putting you into the league, but how long do they stay in the league? I
Yeah.
seen Coach Prime be a Hall of Famer, so I want the Hall of Famer talking. I done seen him put two guys in the league based off of 2 seasons. So if he can do that at Jackson State, imagine what he finna do here. So I ain't chasing that NIL money. Now unless they threw me like they said, hey, brother, we giving you 10 mil. Oh, now that's gonna be game changer. Because if the taxes hit that, I'm still good. I can say, hey, Ma, I could buy y'all this house for $300,000 in Florida or 500,000, pay the taxes for a bunch of years. So y'all ain't gotta worry about that. But everything else, y'all gotta take care of the water, the light bill. That's gonna be high. So man, so much going to it. But yeah, they gave me 10 mil. Yeah, I'm gonna go. But I don't think nobody giving out 10 mil. So let's say the highest is Caleb Williams. You can't get no more than him. So he set the market. Everybody else would be under. So
Yeah.
they probably, I don't think they throwing out that money like that.
Nah, I don't think so either. Especially, shelling out millions and millions and millions to
Yeah.
guys who haven't played a
You
snap
only
yet.
get that when you ball in the league, and you ain't getting that type of money to your second contract. So the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
objective is to make it to the league. That NIL money, you, your mom, and your daddy, they could run through that ASAP.
Mhm.
It's just possible unless your folks got money. If they do and they know how to handle the money, then they'll teach you how to handle it. And then maybe if you did get a meal, that could last you the rest of your life to play it the way they, invested and stuff. But if not, and your people don't come from money, you don't come from money, man, y'all finna run through that money.
Go through it real quick. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think that's you're kind of reminding me of something here too. When it comes to the NFL contracts, with some of these guys coming in here at the DB position, it is so important for them to go first round because their entire rookie contract is guaranteed
Yep.
if they're in the first round. So, and then yeah, they have a chance, obviously to make more. And their
Right.
odds go up. But I think yeah, if you're looking at the long game here, I think both Travis and Cormani, I feel like everything that I read projects them as being first round draft picks.
And check this though.
Yeah.
You had 2 Florida State DBs, not just one playing safety and the other one playing free safety. No, you got one playing corner, one playing safety. So they're gonna talk to Charles and tell him, bro, this how it was for us. This why we left. And D-Mac kind of spoke on some of that. He just said it was the transition.
Yeah.
He didn't feel that the new staff rolled with them the way the old staff who brought him in. So let's say that was the same for Travis J and Omarion. But I don't know. I'm just saying what D-Mac was talking about for him. So now you got those guys in Charles Lester ear. Now, yes, Charles Lester went to Florida State afterwards, and then you got the Florida State guys who stayed. They gonna do their talking. But when you mix in, you got guys who left. That's another thing that really kind of hurt Florida State to me. Like you got then you got like Travis. Travis could say, bro, you seen how they did me when I was committed to them? Then when I left, how bad they talked about me?
Yeah.
You saw how they were coming at me? Watch how they do you if you don't commit? So you got to hear all that. So when you paint the picture don't look good for Florida State. When I'm thinking about it as I'm saying it to you, when you paint it like that, it don't look good. But who knows? Who knows how to turn out?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that, we won't have to wait too much longer. I guess a few weeks to just see kind of where things stand with his commitment. But, as we know with Travis and Cormani, nothing's official till they sign on the dotted line, so to speak. There's been one thing that I've been wanting to get your opinion on too. This is kind of for people who watch my channel often, that I've kind of described this as kind of like the one real mystery about this program where I'm wondering like what's going on. Colin, help set me straight here. What is going on with the tight end position here at CU, man?
Listen, I hear a lot of people talk about it, but in all of the offenses that I done seen, well, I ain't really watched Kent State like that, but Syracuse, because I watched them.
Mm-hmm.
Baylor, I had watched them. Man, the ball get not so fast. The way Baylor was winning, and when Syracuse got on the road, we didn't care who caught the ball. We was winning. Baylor was winning. Even that, because Baylor offense was actually kind of used at FAU with Lane Kiffin because he had Kendall Browse, which is Art Browse's son. Bro, they was throwing that ball. It didn't matter who got open. It's like if you get open, you gonna get the ball. Like it's all about like that year when FAU had it. The running back actually took off. The wide receivers did their thing, but the running back took off, and the quarterback did well enough in the throwing game, but he could also run. So with us, if the tight end open, whoever the tight end is, whether it's Lewis, whether it's the one who transferred, so whoever back there at tight end, if they get open, they gonna get the ball. If the wide receivers get open, it's whoever Shador see open and he could hit quick. Bum, oh, he eating them. Bum, he eating. So I think once the season starts, let's say at the minimum, I know at least the tight end should have 15 to 20 catches, at least like the number one should have 15 to 20 catches. And that's not bad because I think the Georgia tight end, I don't think he caught a lot of balls, but when he catch it, he balled.
Oh, man. Yeah.
So it's like,
he was a force.
Yeah. So it's like really just catch it and get off. And then our tight end coach is Coach Brew. Coach Brew coached Kyle Pitts. Kyler Pitts, however you say his name, Pitts, the one that went fourth pick to Atlanta. He was okay that first season, but that next year that he got off, he went off. And really, to me, he was like a wide receiver out there, honestly. So it wasn't even like he was a true tight end. So if Coach Brew coached him, he know what he could do for any other guys. So to me, I think we overrating it, because when the game start, if the wide receiver overall as a group score 3 or 4 TDs, the running back score 2 to 4 TDs, Shador maybe get one running, and we winning all our games. Is anybody really complaining? So they asking about tight end, but we got tight ends, and we're gonna throw it to them when they get open. So I don't think it's no problem. Now,
Man,
I know they probably want a super big time tight end to come in, but maybe that tight end got to see what the offense look like to him. But to me, the way this offense set up is, if you attack the pass, the run opens up wide open. If you attack the run, the pass opens up wide open. So either way, we gonna be E no matter what. And whoever gets open, that's who getting that ball.
Yeah. Man, it's going to be such an exciting offense to watch. And yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there with, they're going to be getting off the ball or getting the ball out real quick. They're going to be running the ball in a way in which it's going to be really exciting to watch this run game.
Yeah.
And like for better or for worse, I mean, this offense is proven to work.
Right.
The tight end is kind of more of a complementary aspect.
The tight ends will catch. They will catch. They will be catching and blocking. Now, we ain't looking for them to have 60 catches. I'm looking for them to have anywhere from whoever the main tight end is. I'm looking for them to have at least 15 to maybe 30.
Yeah,
15 to maybe 30.
Yeah, I think that's totally reasonable. Yeah. Now, I did see this weekend, and I'm wondering your opinion on, because it did give me a little laugh. It's just, we did have the Pittsburgh coach, Coach Narduzzi, kind of talking about some of his issues with, the transfer portal and all that, dragging Coach Prime. I guess this past weekend we have an unnamed Pac-12 coach not having the stones to come out there and just say who he is, what kind of issue he has. But I just want to get your thoughts and opinions on seeing some of that this weekend. Personally, I just find it funny.
Listen, I ain't never seen this much negativity towards one coach, but I get it. They know Coach Prime finna take off. Like I said on one of my lives, Coach Prime, the only coach in the country. Somebody said, well, Nick Saban, he could do it. This my thing. They know, whoever that coach that said that, no Coach Prime can go to the hood of all hoods, and he gonna be good. They gonna say, who coming to the crib? Like, say, you know how silly people be out there and they be in them talking about them rough areas. Who out there? Oh, hey, Deion Sanders coming. Oh, let him in. That's my childhood hero. So they ain't gonna. Now you pull up and somebody else get out the car. Who is that? University of such and such. Who that dude is coming up? Hey, let him in, man. They coming for such and such. That coach may not want to walk into that. Coach Prime may not want to walk into it, but Coach Prime gonna feel right at home, as in he can operate in the hood or he can operate in the uppity areas. He gonna be good. So the coach that said that know that Coach Prime can take any recruit in the country because he can go anywhere and go do it. Then on top of that, Coach Prime kick it with you, and then he can get right on your head and handle business. So he give you the whole nine. And then the coach said, it's a win-win. It's like a lose-lose situation. Like, either they're going to be sorry and it blow up in his face, or they're going to be real good and then he's going to leave. And I'm like, bro, don't that sound dumb? Like, why would I want to leave and I just got there? I don't want to go to a whole nother program and rebuild it. No, I want to sit here and dominate. And then Coach Prime in a great situation. Listen, if they stay in the Pac-12, they only got USC and UCLA just for this season. Next year, they gone. Say the Pac-12 stay. We roll call it. We'll roll call it this year, but we can roll call it even easier next year. Then on top of that, we go to the Big 12. We can roll call that. So we sitting in a conference that'll guide us to the chip versus you go over there and have to fight in the SEC or the Big 10. No, let us stay where we at. Let us roll call. while y'all be whooping each other, we gonna be whooping tail over here, and then we gonna come dominate y'all. But that's the silliest thing. They're gonna lose, and it's gonna blow up in his face, or they're gonna win, and then he's gonna leave. So they was basically saying they don't want Deion to shine at all. They prefer him to lose, but if he win, at least he's out of our hair. But he won't be out of their hair. He wins, he's not out of nobody's hair, because let's say he coached till he's 65. That's what, another 10 or 9 years coaching? Man, Coach Prime built something so amazing. Golly, yeah, that was crazy. I wouldn't have put my name to that either, saying that dumb. With the people who put it out, I said, man, you know it's about the money. That was only about that cheddar. They want that was for the cheddar. What if nobody really even said that? What if they lied? And now this is just me thinking, what if they lie and say, hey man, for the money, just come out here and say something stupid. Just say something stupid, dude, and just make it, man. That was crazy. I don't get it. Because you see the squad that they done brought in.
Yeah, and you would think that especially if it's a coach in the conference or whatever, they would have an idea of who they're bringing in,
Exactly. Like, I'm watching.
Yeah, man,
it's like the quarterback at UCLA. He's a true freshman. He's from Detroit. But when I looked him up, man, he's special. Like, I believe if he plays cards right, he could probably be 3 years and gone first round. That's just me. Now, it could turn any kind of way as the season go and the games go. But I think that quarterback, Dante Moore, going to be something special at UCLA.
Yeah, but man, just like you said, man, this program's really set up. Whether they're in the Pac-12 longer, or they jump ship to the Big 12 or whatever, they're in prime position to compete nationally. That's why I'm just not too worried about kind of what happens, what doesn't happen with this conference stuff. I think, man, like Coach Prime's putting in too much work into this to go on and up and leave. I think,
right?
Or like it. That comment, it kind of comes out of like just not understanding like where this program has been at. It's like even if we have a season that doesn't go to expectation, and I've said this a lot, is like I probably feel like a lot of fans or like the program's expectations, probably are honestly less than what Coach Prime has for this year,
So imagine how happy they gonna be.
Yeah, like there isn't a world to me in which I feel like this goes bad or disastrous. There's right now it's just good vibes and it's only going the upward direction. But for my commenters, if you got a few more minutes, Colin, I would love to get a few commenters' questions in on here, viewers' questions in on here. Just if y'all have any questions for Colin right now, throw them in here and I can get a few of them up. But man, always super appreciative of your time.
Hey, and man, thank you for bringing me on. It's always an honor to come on, man.
Yeah, man, I can't wait for you to be here for USC. I think that.
And I'm coming to the Nebraska game.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I'm going to the TCU game.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man, God been blessing me, man. God been blessing me.
Man, that
game paid for.
Man, well, I think that TCU game, man, I think that's going to be pretty interesting, man, because I'm wondering if that stadium might have more Prime and Buffs fans there than TCU fans. What are you thinking about that game?
I don't know. I'm excited, man. Like my business partner kept saying, man, let's go to the TCU game. Let's go to the TCU game. I was like, man, if you say let's go, I'm gonna go. And then God blessed it where Tremaine and his company was a blessing to us, and they're gonna fly us over there and take care of the flight and the hotel. So man, like, what? Let's go. So now we get to see the first ever game of Coach Prime, like at the Power 5 level. Like I'll be able to say I seen that. So man, it's gonna be on, man. I'm excited. I never seen TCU Stadium in person. When I started learning about TCU, it was when LaDainian Tomlinson was there. Okay. I'm like, dog, that dude out there balling. And then, as time goes, then TCU started rising to the top. And it was Art Browse versus Coach Patterson to get into the chip one year with the playoffs, but they hated on them because either one of them would have went to the playoffs. I think they could have won it all, but they hated on them. They ain't get in. Now you got TCU up there, like, well, he built it up, and then they had an all season. Then that's when Sonny Dykes came in, and Sonny Dykes just happened to get on the roll because we could have knocked him off last year, and we was the 1-11 team.
We were bad,
team, and we could have beat the team that was in the chip. Like, come on now. So we could have beat the team that was in the chip. Was we really that bad? Or was they just off that night? Because they didn't really beat us until like the end of third or the beginning of fourth. So, but it was the first game of the year. So now they got to go against our fierce defense. It don't matter what they have over there. They got to go against that defense. That defense finna be coming. Your boys finna be eating.
And that defense is gonna be hot, man. With being 21-point dogs, like, this team's gonna take it personally going up in there to Fort Worth. And oh man, yeah, man, you're gonna love TCU. When I was in college, I helped a guy who would like clean gyms and stuff like that. Yeah. So, but one of the contracts he got was the whole TCU football facility. So, I went up there for one day and kind of got to go in the locker rooms and all the training facilities, and man, it was really fun. Beautiful stadium too. I ended up throwing up at the end of the day because I got dehydrated, but that didn't take away from the fun that I had. Like it was really cool. I think you'll really enjoy that. I assume the tailgating there in Texas will be next level there in Fort Worth. But man, I'm so jealous. And then you'll be back up here the next week for Nebraska, which is going to be quite an experience. Coach Prime's first home game, man. I mean, what, you're like a third of or fourth of the way to to being a season ticket guy already.
I don't know. It feel like it. It feel like it. The only game in question for September is I know I won't come to Colorado State because me and my wife got something planned, and then with the kids, and then Oregon. I interviewed a coach from Oregon because I done interviewed him twice. Me and my business partner interviewed him, then I interviewed him on YouTube. He over there at Oregon, so he told me if I want to come out there, just let him know. So man, I don't know. I'm man. Listen, I want to be at every game. If it's Lord's will, I'll be at every game that Colorado got, except for that Colorado State game.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I think CU will handle business, pretty well. Yeah, Crystal Wise Williams asking if I'm going to any games right now. I got tickets for the USC game. That's about it right now. I think I can't remember if it's Arizona or Arizona State coming in here. I think I would just like to get out to some of the, I don't know, less hyped, but still like exciting home games of like conference opponents that we have out here that will be a little bit cheaper, but definitely am still trying to see if I can afford some Nebraska tickets because I think that's like the next one, but focusing on, kind of getting everything in order now with my job changes and everything like that. But all that's coming into order. I appreciate your prayers and encouragement, Colin, and everybody else here as well. Things are looking up, and man, I can't imagine what these channels are going to look like here come fall time when we actually have real football to talk about.
Hey, better than we could dream up.
I know, man. I'm just so ready for this, man. I'm so ready to see how this team's going to compete against the schedule. I'm so excited to see, Shador, sling it, hopefully break some of these single season passing records for the school. And man, I just couldn't be more excited for the season to actually get here. But man, if hopefully, man, I can make one of these practices or something at some point. I'm not sure how all this works with college because I know with the Broncos they'll let you go to the practices, but man,
we both can get out there.
Man, I would love it. But anyways, I'll wrap things up here right now, Colin. Again, I'm so thankful to have you on here for an hour. So gracious, and thank you for being available last minute with some of the car stuff I was dealing with last Friday. So greatly appreciated. Hopefully, I can get you on at least one more time before the season starts. I know everybody really enjoys it, and yeah, it just means so much that you.
You know I'm down with it.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for chiming in. Please be sure to hit that like on the way out. That's going to help the algorithm. And Colin, blessings, man. Continue to grind and put in that work. And, man, you're really being the leader, I feel like, for all of us Buffs fans here on YouTube, man.
Now we doing it together, man. We pushing the good information out there together. We all on the same team.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again, everybody. Thanks again, Colin. Be sure to follow Colin on Life and Football here on YouTube, Life and Ball on Twitter, and anything else, last words, things coming up that you want to promote, get out to the world.
Hold on, let me see. Let me see if he hit me back. If he hit me back, y'all, we got DB Harris tonight. Yeah, hey, he says on. Hey, DB Harris tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in. You know, he transferred from Old Dominion. It'll be 7 o'clock your Colorado time, 9 o'clock my time on the East Coast. So DB Harris, he will be on tonight at 9 p.m. So definitely tune in on my channel. You know, Life and Football is going down, y'all. DB Harris.
Awesome.
Thank you for allowing me to come on. I don't take that lightly. I'm thankful because, again, last year at this time, when nobody asked me nothing. So hey, I was asking, but it's great to be wanted. So I appreciate that, man. I like getting on your channel because you do it the right way. I don't have to, you do it the right way. I like that. So I'm good. And then I get to meet you. I get to officially meet you. Now I'm short. Now I'm on like 5'7". So if you standing way over my head, don't be talking about, dang, you short, man. I'm only 5'7". Almost 5'8". I'm 5'7.5".
Oh man, yeah, I'm 6'2".
See. So when you see me, don't be saying, dude, you're so small. Like, bro, I'm telling you, I'm 5'7". So just go see where the 5'7" at. I'm gonna be probably somewhere around here to you.
Yeah, I'll have a good view, man. I'll be able to find you. Well, oh man. Well, thanks again, Colin. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. And I'll be back out with some pre-recorded stuff while I'm in Vegas this weekend. So y'all be sure to hit those notifications. And everybody have a wonderful day. And as always, let's go Buffs.
Peace. Blessings to y'all.